Ain't that the craziest thing you ever seen in your life? Tater plant. I recorded a little bit earlier of some things I wanted to talk about having to do with Dutch and a video he posted, but this isn't really about that. I'm not trying to, this isn't a pandemic. This isn't anything like that. Dutch is right. Why has the stretch become an integral part of my intro? It's my hat. Don't look at me. Whew, that's better. Boy, it's windy. And just to clarify, oh, foggy lens. I am not that vain. Couldn't care less if I got a hat on or not. What's going on, everybody? Chad, Adler Farms. It's raining a lot. So if you missed our live the other day, Dad said this hose is not broken. He's right. So he always loosens it a little bit so that, hang on, let's get in the timber over here in the woods. He always loosens it a little bit so the pressure comes off. 70 degrees yesterday, 60 degrees 2 days ago. Today, 45 with a whole lot of rain. Oh boy, turkey structure is definitely not looking good. I'm laughing because I can fix it, but oh my goodness. All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, bam. Oh man, that's not good. That's not good. And yeah, I'm gonna move that down. Oh man. Hope I can get in. Oh geez. What's up, lady? What's up, lady? Hang on, I gotta save the turkeys and the birdies. I gotta save the turkeys and the little birdies. Hang on. Hey, there's my tripod. Actually, let's go ahead and set that bad boy up. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. Man, did y'all throw a party in here last night or what? Well, not as, oh goodness, not as strong as I thought I was. We're gonna take a different approach. You guys ready for the full send? Whew. All right, you guys with me? So here's what I figured out. This ain't gonna work. Problem is, the reason it fills up with water, even though we've got it strapped down, is we're using these bungees because I thought the bungees would be better than zip ties because then we can adjust them as needed, which we still can. But if you think about it, if this starts to fill up with water, it can fill up slowly. I mean, I know it's actually pretty quick, but it's slowly filling up in terms of all it's doing is just stretching our bungees. So the supports and the bracing we have are almost worthless because I mean, the tarp is not even stretching, the bungees are. So that's what we're up against. Interesting. I think if I did switch and use zip ties on the grommets instead of the bungees, I think the zip ties would actually make the fence cave in because there would be no give. So we're almost better off with the bungees. But you know, some of you guys have said PVC, and remember, some of y'all were worried about that gap right there. It's gone. Good eyes though, I appreciate it. All right, let's feed some animals. Baby chicks, ready, and The two black Spanish ones. They have names, I just can't remember. I can't remember what their names are. My mom named them and I forgot. Oh man, and the other day when this rained real bad, it bent this and good knuckles. Ow. Zero help, young lady. You saw me stranded, zero help. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. I'm sorry I flooded your path there. You're so sweet. Blah, blah. You're so sweet. All right, let's feed them. Dad, if you guys follow us on social media or YouTube community, I'm posted there too. I'd get Haas set up with a pig hut. We'll take a look at that because he put a tarp on it, so we want to make sure it's not sagging either. Hey, pig, pig. Hey, pig, pig. Your hut looks pretty good there, big boy. Your pen, though. Holy cow. Excuse me, pardon me. Don't knock me over. Don't knock me over. So, there's the pig hut. Cool. You'll notice that's actually facing northeast because all of our storms come from all my friends over in Oklahoma, southwest of me. In the winter, we aim their pig huts away from the north. In the summer, we aim them to the north. So we don't really need to move Lola's though. Even though those are pallets that we made those pig huts out of for Lola and Haas, that side of Lola's, actually all three sides, are solid on one side. So if that makes sense, like the wind comes from this direction, Lola's is kind of opened up to that direction, but it's got a solid side on it. It's not just an open pallet. If that makes sense or didn't make sense. Makes sense? No? Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It rained. Oh no. That's no bueno. Trying to salvage what I can. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Not good. Hey chickens, bark bark, come here. Oh goodness. They're like, we don't need water, Dad. There's a monsoon. What's up, boys? Boys, I don't think I can reach your bunk today. All right. Redneck ingenuity. Oh, that's in the mud. Oh, it's in the mud. In case you're new here, I get so many comments about that bunk feeder. I built that thing out of half a 55-gallon drum. Yes, those are sticks I picked up off the floor out here. Hope you guys can hear me, man. It's raining like crazy. I get so many comments about, you guys, why don't you tie that down? Why don't you secure it? Why don't you this? Why don't you that? I don't know. Now it's just it's kind of one of those things. It's like part of the farm. It's like funny. You know, I literally could message Tarter and say, hey, I need a cow feeder. Something for some cubes. And they'd send me one out. But it's kind of funny. You ready, boys? Gotta jump. You gotta jump. Let's see it. All right. You weigh like 600 pounds. I'll count it. You guys are so good looking. Call them the beefy boys because when I got them, Apple came out with a documentary on the Beastie Boys. So I came up with the Beefy Boys, but this is brisket and ribeye. Those names actually came from Cassie at WalkerFarmFam. I couldn't pass that up. So a lot of farmers do that. They name their animals something, some kind of food because they're gonna eat them. So it's probably weird that I refer to myself as Dad because I'm definitely gonna have some burgers and some ribeyes and some briskets. Just fed them. They already tipped it over, but they're just funny. It's funny. I think it's funny. I don't mind. I like going in there. So no big deal whatsoever. Plus, in August, they go from field to plate, pasture to plate. And then we're gonna let that heal. And I may put a hot wire around it and turn some baby pigs loose on it and let them tear all that up, reseed it, and get it ready for the next round of steers. So, because I think even though I'm gonna have a ton of meat from these guys, 2 more, really? I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 more steers, and if they're ready before I eat all that meat, just sell them or sell the meat. But I also have 2 younger brothers. One of them's bigger than me. The other one can out-eat me and still has abs. I don't know how that's fair. So it's been that way his whole life. Cows are fed, rabbits are fed, and that's for the rabbit food. I'll give you one guess who did that. I did it. It's a shame. It's $10 a bag, but I think there was a bag and a half in there. It wasn't why. I know. I'm aware. Okay? Just keep making Magneto Juniors. But I'll tell you what I am excited about is this nifty little gate. Well, fancy meeting you here. Check this out. Ready? Oh, man. Oh, Grandpa put that brick there. Okay. Grandpa's a little bit thinner than me. All right, let's see what everybody needs. Ducks need water. Smokey needs an egg. That's what she's waiting on. Let's go. Let's go. See that mineral block that, doggone it. See that mineral block that Brisket's working on? Atwood's also has a mineral block that's a dewormer. And they got one when we moved. They got one back in October. So they're due for another one. But it's great. It's a mineral block. It's white. And it's a dewormer. So buddy Gary down at WalkerFarmFam, he said he does it about twice a year. So that's what I'm doing too. So they're due for another one. I'll put the link down below, but it's pretty cool. Y'all are so pretty. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Not you. You about to go live at Hidden Heights. Yep. Yep, you're gonna go live at Hidden Heights. Next time I go through Oklahoma, I'm gonna cruise through Kevin's. I'm gonna open the door, throw you out, and say, you're free. And then you'll be an Oklahoma chicken. Yep. You can stay though. You're all right. So, if that sounded kind of mean, I didn't mean for it to. Kevin saw the one we call Silva on our video yesterday. And Kevin and Rachel are big fans of the mutt chickens, which is what all of my chicks are over there, or they are now. And the mutt chickens, they're just hardier. It's just like a mutt dog. It just means they're a little more tolerant, things like that. But anyway, he saw our lavender Orpington and thought it was pretty cool looking, so the guy hooked me up with 2 turkeys. So if we ever head down there, I'll gladly take him a chicken that can be kind of a pain in the haunches. So, I mean, she's fine. She's great. She's my favorite chicken ever. You guys will love her. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. How are we gonna do this? I know you got eggs under there. Come on. Yep. You can't hatch them duck eggs. Oh, you did just lay. That is fresh out the box. Whew, that's like warm. It's a hand warmer. Sorry, sister, you're looking rough. Leave him alone. Come here. You ready? You ready? Oh yeah. That's good looking. That's good looking. Watch out. Watch out. She's getting a little more protective over her food. It's all right. It's all yours. I'm gonna stay right here though, so you get used to me. Good girl. Good girl. Ah, ready? Everybody that kept telling me in the comments to bake with these duck eggs. First off, I don't bake. I mean, I've roasted a turkey. Is that the same thing? Like I bake a turkey probably 2 or 3 times a year. As far as baking goes though, My mom bakes me a cake on my birthday every year. But I don't have nothing to do with it, I just eat it. Beyond that, everything I do is on the grill. If you guys like duck eggs and you have a farm and you don't have Welsh Harlequin ducks, you should get some. An egg a day from a duck. So if you like ducks, I got 3. I'll sell you my duck eggs if you guys are local. Somebody in here dropping a thunder nugget. Hola, mi amigos. So let me guess. You need to lay an egg. She's laid an egg. And you're waiting on her? And so are you. Because there's 2 nesting boxes, but y'all want the same one. That's weird. You got an egg under there. Woo, look out. Nope, no eggs yet. Oh, I'll have to come back and get them later. Sorry, you can resume. Where's Penny's egg? Oh, goodness. I should really, since the weather's warming up, I should really pay attention to what might be down there. Since I can't really see, it's kind of dark. Where is Penny, by the way? What'd you do with Penny? She's over there. I should really be careful about putting my hand down there where those, where that penasink is laying, because there's gonna be a snake there one of these days. I don't know how fast I am. I used to be really fast, like super fast in high school. I was like 6 foot, 180, superstar track athlete. True story. Whew. 6 foot, 180. I look like I ate that kid now. Waiting on a chicken to lay an egg. Wrap up the song, Nancy. Sorry if your name's Nancy. I think she needs a little bit more time. She got stage fright. What are you eating? How did you get rabbit food? She's so smart. The rabbit food's on the ground that I took out of the bucket that got wet. And of course, you know what chickens do is they scratch. When they scratch, they're flinging it out here, and little Miss is going over and eating it. It's gonna be like little bunny foo-foo now. I'm liking this tripod zoomed out method, because you guys can see a little better. See me, see the farm, see what's going on. I was gonna sit in here and talk to you guys about something real quick, but there's 2 of them trying to lay an egg. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Wait, you know what? You know what? Nope, 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 hang on. I'm gonna teach you something. Sit. Hey, nope, look. Nope, nope, come here. Right here. Sit. 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 Good. Sit. Good girl. Woo! Starting to rain. Hang on. This may not be any better. It's probably noisier in here. Golly. Yeah, I'm about to come out here a couple times today. Can y'all hear that? Holy cow. That's some rain now. All right, let's go back to the garage. Ain't that the craziest thing you ever seen in your life? Tater plant. I recorded a little bit earlier of some things I wanted to talk about having to do with Dutch and a video he posted. And I've spoken with Dutch about this. He knows that I'm talking about him. But I'm really just making reference to a video that he posted on Sunday. It just really hit home with me on a personal level, and I'll get to that in a minute. I recorded a little bit of this earlier, and here's a little 5-second clip of that. What we're going to talk about, I felt like I needed to be sitting in a rocking chair for like a dad moment. Am I too close? Since I recorded that this afternoon, Dutch and he shared another article with me, and some things have changed. It's not that it doesn't apply, I just have some things I want to add to it. Anyway, what I'm referring to, if you haven't seen Dutch's video from Sunday, go watch it, iCard. There's a gentleman up in Canada named Pastor Coates, and James Coates. The Crown, the government in Canada, had set some restrictions on how many people could be in a church. And they've had these restrictions like we all have had for a little over a year, and the church followed them for that length of time. But you know, now that things are getting better and starting to turn up, the vaccine exists. I mean, no matter what side of the line you're on, things are getting better. Pastor Coates just decided that he was going to hold service regularly like he wanted to. I can't say I disagree with the man. Well, he held service. This is the short summarized version. He held service. He was warned if he did, he'd be fined, possibly jailed. And they did just that. They jailed him. Earlier, I did not know that he was going to be released unconditionally as early as this Friday. I'll put the video, or I'll put the link up there that Dutch sent me this afternoon as well, so you guys will be current. He is going to be released unconditionally, because the first time they started to release him, they were going to make him sign a agreement basically that he wouldn't hold church and he would abide to their mandated laws. There's a difference between a mandate and a law. Not super familiar with the logistics of the Canadian court system, but I'm pretty sure what a law is in the United States. I'm not trying to, this isn't a pandemic, this isn't anything like that. Dutch is right. It has to do with control. What they can and can't make us do, and by they I mean those in power, the authorities, elected officials, no matter where you live or what country you're in. It's taken a turn. Now, do I believe that, as a Christian, do I believe that Christ is going to come back tomorrow? No, but he could, because the Bible actually says that no man or woman will know the time that Christ is going to come back. Every day we wake up, we're closer to Christ coming back than we were the day before, obviously. I don't force anybody to hear me speak about Jesus. Some of you may have clicked off already. That's okay. I do respect other people's opinions because I have one too, and I want to be heard. That's the way the world should work, in my opinion. Oh, the Bible tells us we have to love everyone, but I had a very wise, I was very competitive in sports, and I had a very wise track coach in high school, and I'm still in touch with him. And I was fast. I was a lot skinnier, but I was fast. There was another school we went up against that I didn't think a whole lot of them. They were shady. They'd ride the lines. Their exchange zones were always very open. And anyway, that aside, when you're 17, 18 years old and you're just trying to prove you're the fastest kid in your class, that's all you care about. Coach told me one time, and I didn't hate anybody, but he told me one time, he said, as Christians, we're called to love everybody. Despite how you feel about any of the kids on the other team, we love them. I know, I understood that. I've been a Christian since June 9th, 1991. That's when I asked Jesus into my heart. Walked down the aisle at church by myself, spoke with a man named John Wren, Pastor Wren, and I accepted Christ. So I know my whole life, right and wrong, if you will. And Coach told me, he said, remember the Bible tells us to love everyone. Got it, Coach, I know. It doesn't say we have to like everyone. I thought, this is a very profound man here. This guy's an ordained pastor as well. And I thought, that makes a lot of sense though, because we're not perfect. And Dutch touched on this too in his video. I'm not perfect. I sin daily. There'd be jealousy, envious, coveting someone else's, coveting your neighbor's, whatever. I've been persecuted. And since starting this YouTube channel, I've had people question a lot of things that are none of their business. And I'm not aiming that at 99% of you. I'm aiming it at the 0.01%. Just have some questions about my business and my privacy, and I keep a lot of that private just to protect the boys. It really has nothing to do with any secrets I've got. I do feel like in this country, we're being persecuted a little bit by the government, controlled, if you will. You know, freedom of speech is not what freedom of speech that exists today is not what it was intended to be when our founding fathers decided freedom of speech was that important. No way, not a chance. It's freedom of speech as long as you don't disagree with anybody who's in power. That's the freedom of speech, and that's no freedom at all. What Dutch was saying, it's not as bad as like the Philipians or China or Iran or Iraq as far as persecution against Christians. You know, I don't fear for my life walking down the street. I'm going to be very, very vague here because a very, very close person to me served in China as an educator, teaching English to Chinese citizens. And this person was allowed to talk about the gospel and the birth of Jesus Christ because the Chinese do believe Christ happened. They know it's a cultural thing. He existed. They just don't believe he's the Son of God. You know, they don't believe he's going to come back. They don't believe he died and rose again. None of it. This person I'm very, very close to, when they were over there, they used to have private church services in apartments, and they would have to move, you know, every time they wanted to have a little worship service, and constantly move because it would have been immediate jail. This person probably would have never come back to the States if they would have been arrested for, you know, sharing the story of Jesus, sharing the story of Christ. And that's scary. And I don't ever want to, you know, if I ever live like that, I won't live like that. But if we don't wake up a little bit, I could see things happening like that. The Bible actually foretells it. So it concerns me a little bit for my boys. It truly does. You know, Daddy's not going to be here forever. Now I'm 36 years old. I understand, but I just have to raise them the best I can. And nothing would make me more proud if they wound up being a James Coates one day. I've got a tattoo on my arm that's in Case's handwriting, and tattoos are irrelevant. It's my tattoo. But it is Philippians 4:6, and it's worry about nothing, pray about everything. Now that's summarized because that was the first verse I taught to Case, and he was like 4 years old, so it's not the full verse, but you can go look that up, Philippians 4:6. The verse I have in the beginning of every single one of my videos is Proverbs 22:6. It's, you know, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. Those are my two life verses. That's how I live my life. I worry about nothing. I pray about everything. I've told you guys before, I don't have bad days. I have good days and better days. And a couple of days ago, should have been a bad day. Nothing life-altering, nothing life-changing happened. It was just some things came to head and had to address them, and everybody's okay. Nothing health-wise, nothing to write home about, nothing to stress about. Like I said, it wasn't a bad day. It was still a good day. Then the next day was a better day. That's how I live my life. Dutch is not wrong. I do believe what's happened over the last year, the authorities, authoritative powers, the elected officials, whatever you want to call them, I do believe they were testing us to see, and this isn't a conspiracy theory, I'm not the only one here, but I do believe it was all about control. I've messaged Dutch. I'm not putting words in his mouth. He'll back me. I ain't worried about that. They wanted to see how far they could push some of us, how often we would wear masks and what we would do. And, I'm on the fence about it a little bit. Here's what I know. There's a steakhouse in town that I like going to. And when I go to the steakhouse right now, the waiters and waitresses are wearing gloves and they come out wearing a mask. And I don't know if they're sick or not. I know sometimes we've all done it. Sometimes you got to go to work not feeling well. Sometimes you can't afford to call in sick because you need to pay rent. You need to pay your mortgage, car payment, whatever. I don't care. Everybody's going to work with a frog in their throat. But I also think about imagine me fixing your food with this beard hanging over your salad. I'm gonna stop there so nobody gets grossed out. Hopefully nobody's eating a salad. But, it's not the worst thing that we're being a little cleaner. The flu is almost non-existent this year because of all the mask ordinances. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care if you're dead smack in the middle. You can't argue facts with opinions. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with me. I don't have time for it. It ain't gonna work. It ain't work. It ain't, nope, 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 nope. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. Philippians 4:6. Summarized. Worry about nothing. Think about that. Worry about nothing. Pray about everything. That's how I sleep at night, no matter what goes on. And I've been through some life, guys. I've been way up and I've been way down. I'll face more persecution. You know, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I will say it one time. I've already been called out because I'm a Christian, but there's no mom in the picture. Somebody felt the need to press me on that and send me several emails. And if you're seeing this, you're still not gonna get a response. Nobody is perfect. There's only one person watching this video. They're actually in the room with me. They're in the room with you. They're in the room with every single person that'll see this video. And that's Jesus. There's only one perfect person ever to walk the earth. So I don't have to be perfect. And thank God I don't have to be, because I can't be. If we could be perfect, that means we understand God. We're like God. We're like Christ. Well, then we don't understand salvation because we don't need it. We're perfect. We don't understand grace and mercy and love and right and wrong, because without our flaws, you know, Dutch said it best, we're in the world, but we're not of it. I'm born of Adam and Eve, and then I become a Christian and I'm born again into Christ. And it's at that point where I make a conscious effort every day, and I still fail every day, to live as Christ-like as possible. Thankfully, even when I fail, he's already there. He's already forgiven me. As soon as I ask for forgiveness, it's gone. I just can't stress that enough. Thank God I don't have to be perfect, because then I can understand the grace and the love and the mercy. If you don't understand right and wrong, if there's no level of this is right and this is wrong, if there aren't those levels, okay, then there's no difference between whether you choose chocolate ice cream or vanilla or you commit murder. There's no level of anything. That's not, you can't, it doesn't function. It does not equate. You cannot do it. So stay with me here. I'm very versed. I do not know the Bible backwards and forwards. I can read and write a little bit of Greek. If you think God doesn't exist and you think you know everything, you've lived enough life that God does not exist. He does not exist in your life. Here's the thing. As far as free will goes as well, because we do have the ability to make a decision. James Coates made a decision. Did Christ know what decision he was going to make? Absolutely. Jesus created him. God created James Coates. He knows. He knows every move James is going to make before he makes it. Is he choosing for him? No. Because here's the deal. I could put a piece of candy on the table in front of Adler, and I could put a piece of broccoli on the table in front of Adler right next to that piece of candy. Now, I know my boys. You guys think you know where this is going, but you don't. Adler eats greens very well. So does Case. They'll both pick up the broccoli. Now, maybe not Case the older he's gotten, but stay with me here. Did I pick what Adler picked? Or do I just know what he's going to pick? See what I mean? That's free will. It exists. We have the decision to change things in our government. We do, and we can control the government. It is still set up like that. So just take responsibility for your actions. You know, and there may be people that have seen my video. This may blow up because I'm saying Dutch's name in it half a dozen times. I've got his permission to talk about him. So it may blow up because it's Dutch. And by blow up, I mean it's going to be bigger than most videos I would post. That's just how the algorithm works. If anybody's seeing this that has not heard the gospel, this may not make sense to you, and that's okay. I'll share the gospel with you anytime you want, okay? But as far as James Coates' decision, just like what Dutch said, as Christians, the Bible tells us church is where two or more gather in his name. That's a church. So literally you can be a church of two people or more, okay? However, we are to hold each other accountable. If I get upset with a company that I'm working with, I'm going on a tangent. If I get upset with a company I'm working with, and Dutch referred me to work with that company, Dutch can hold me accountable to my actions if I'm being unrealistic. This is all, I'm making all this up, guys. No, there's no foreshadowing, there's no stories here, there's nothing underlying. I'm just saying, Dutch as a Christian brother, can hold me accountable. My dad, my mom, my son can hold me accountable, my boys. But Adler is not saved or baptized yet, obviously. Case was saved in December of 2015, and I baptized him. I had the privilege and the honor of baptizing my son, January 10th, 2016. Just amazing, amazing, what a gift, right? So Case can hold me accountable. But you have to go to church, you have to worship, you have to be around other Christians in order for that to happen. So by taking that away from us, the authorities, they're controlling you. They're telling you, hey, this is how you're gonna think, this is how you're gonna feel. You're not gonna go to Thanksgiving dinner with your family. We don't want more than 10 people in your home on Thanksgiving. That ain't happening, guys. It ain't happening, it ain't happening. It's not gonna happen, nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna end it there. I have no idea what the comments are gonna look like. I've already been told, don't even read them. Now, I'm gonna read them, and I want you to share your opinions. I want you to be very kind. If you're not, I'll delete it. If you do it again, I'll delete it and block you, which actually blocks you upstream, so then you can't even come back underneath that Gmail and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're gone. I'm aiming this at anybody that finds it that's not some of my subscribers, because I have amazing subscribers. I sincerely appreciate it. Okay, you guys come over from the Walkers, Cog Hill, Dutch, Hidden Heights, all these channels I've worked with. I have amazing subscribers because of the tone that those channels set when you guys came over from there. So I'm just wanting to preface it there. That's how I feel. I hope and pray, just like Dutch said, for everyone's salvation. I truly mean that. I want everybody to go to heaven, because hell is eternal. And Phil Robertson, who we all know Phil, okay? Duck Commander, beard that makes mine look tiny. Phil said it best to you atheists out there and you non-believers. Phil says, you may be right, but what if you're wrong? If you're right as an atheist and we die and we just turn into dust and we go into the ground and that's it, that's it. But if heaven and hell exist, which they do, I'd rather be me than you. If you know a lot about life because you've lived life and you still don't see how God can exist in a world, God created the world. We didn't come from monkeys because they're still monkeys. It's not possible, okay? In this world that you have at whatever age you're at and you've decided that God does not exist, let's say you know, well, let's be fair. You don't know everything there is to know. No one knows everything there is to know except for Christ. No one knows. You can't. There's no way. You can never know everything. But let's be fair and say you know half of everything, which we know you don't know half of everything either. I'm talking about from string theory to tic-tac-toe. There's no way you know half of everything. But let's say you do. What if in the other half that you don't know, because you haven't reached that point yet, God exists? Right? Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Stay safe, wash your hands, don't make it weird. Appreciate you, Dutch. You've paved a way. I sincerely appreciate you, brother. Y'all be good. God bless. Deuces. See y'all.